You must be saying to yourself, yes, Christine, you showed all these videos about, salary, how much you will make, but let's see some real life examples. So in this video, we're going to talk all about it. I'm going to give you examples of how much CRNAs are making now, real life. So definitely keep watching. My name is Christine and welcome to a new video. If it's your first time here and you want to become a CRNA or grow your CRNA career, definitely subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. So today I'm going to be giving you a video on pretty much like examples of what CRNAs can be making depending where you are located. And so we're going to go to this platform called gasworks.com and I'm going to go ahead and show you right now. So definitely. Okay. So this is gasworks.com. And it's a platform, it's one of the largest platforms for employment in anesthesia. This is what I use to find my job where I am currently working, as well as when I graduated school. A lot of people have used this platform, okay? So we're gonna talk about CRNAs today. So you go to the CRNA area, and there's all different types of options you can think here. Some people will put their resume on here, so you graduate school and you want to put your resume here, you can do so. And basically, recruiters or hospitals will see your resume and contact you through it. But I've done this before, but then gotta remember now your information's out in public, and so you can constantly get a lot of emails. I will show another video on specifically on my email and all the other job opportunities that I've gotten, even with emails, okay? So now we're gonna go ahead and we'll just for now just search all jobs, for example. And a lot of these jobs probably within the day, okay? So here are some jobs, and I've been saying, oh, you can make this amount of money. So just looking here, there's so many different types of incentives and packages that you can get as a CRNA. And it's pretty amazing. When you're thinking about CRNA and all the opportunities, look at this. This is an example of all the opportunities you can get exposed to. So it's all different areas all around the country. This is fairly recent. So for example, you can see right here, 190 to $280,000 a year, depending on what type of hours you want to do per week. You want to do 40, 45, 50 hours a week. There's no call, so that means that sometimes once a week you'll have to go to the hospital, and if there's any emergency cases, you don't have to do that, and weekends are optional, and you get to do more advanced techniques such as epidural, spinals, and those type of things. If you are currently a student as a CRNA and you are currently looking at jobs, this is a perfect platform for you. Comment below if you're currently a student CRNA. What area are you looking at? What do you want to, what type of money, what type of salary do you think it's fair? And what state are you from? I would love to hear that in the comments below. So here, for example, another opportunity, so many jobs. There's another one here. They'll even pay for your loans. So, they'll have a sign-on bonus. So some sign-on bonus could be $10,000, $40,000, $50,000, depending on the hospital or the facility. Or they can pay for, give you a certain amount of money depending on how many years to pay for your loans, which is awesome. Because a lot of times, become a registered nurse, going through CRNA school can be expensive. So it's great to have that option, to have that paid off. Also here, you can see here another job opportunity. They'll give you $220,000 a year. Based on experience, of course. So saying, for example, you're a new grad, you're probably going to get $220,000 versus maybe $237,000. If you have more experience, $30,000 sign-on bonus, which is awesome. Here's some other ones, $270,000. So as you are currently, graduating school, even if you're not even in, CRNA right now, it's nice to see, like, are there jobs, should I even go into becoming a CRNA? So I would always recommend doing your research. I would always say, if you're going to go into a specific area, saying another advanced practitioner, so maybe it's a midwife, maybe it's a family nurse practitioner, a pediatric nurse practitioner, I would do some research and see what type of jobs that are out there, so you can kind of know what you're going to expect to get paid. So I did a couple videos maybe about 3 or 4 years ago about, CRNA salaries, and they were approximately about like 140 to 160,000. And now for 2023, they're way over 200,000, as you can see here. There's a lot of different options, like, for example, new scheduling options. For example, there's just job opportunities, no call, no weekends, no holidays. You can do an 8-hour shift, 5 days a week. You could do 10-hour shifts, 4 days a week. You could do 3 12s. Some hospitals will give you 2 24 hours a week, maybe a 24-hour and 2 8-hour options. So there's a lot of options as a CRNA. And a lot of times, some CRNAs will have a full-time job where they'll be working, at a specific facility. Say they do 3 12-hour shifts. And they're like, I could pick up an extra day at another area, another place, for example. And so they'll do so. And for example, they would, an example of one would be, let's see, that they may work at like an outpatient GI center. And a lot of times you may get paid, $1,100 to $1,600, depending on how much you're going to give you your hourly rate, just for 1 day extra per week. If you, for example, wanted to pick up an extra day, for example. And that's great because it gives you better incentives for not have to pay as much taxes. So let's see something else. Let's see what else we got going on over here. You see here too, 200 plus per year for experienced CRNAs, depending on the schedule you want. $230,000 a year, independent. So in some states, for example, you can practice independently, because you got to think about it too. 95% of rural America is just CRNA only. So depending on the facility, depending on the state, depending on the regulations, you can work pretty much independently. You can work in a CRNA only practice, whereas all CRNAs providing anesthesia. So that's definitely an opportunity where you can get paid very well. So look at this right here. Look at this opportunity right here. Like, look at this one right here. $350,000 to $400,000 a year. Now you got to remember, it's something called 1099 versus W-2. There is a difference. So 1099, okay, W-2, for example, is where the employer you're working at, they'll basically deal with your taxes. They may give you health insurance. They may give you short-term or long-term disability. They may give you paid vacation, for example, right? While 1099, you're pretty much pretty much have your own business. So you are a CRNA, you get yourself your own business name, for example, sleep anesthesia, for example. It's throwing out a name, and then LLC, for example. And you have this corporation that you work out, depending on your state. And then you have your own accountant that does all of your corporate, taxes. And so pretty much 1099, they'll pay you a higher amount of money, but you have to do all of the extra work by paying for your own taxes, your own benefits. You may not get paid for vacations, but there's a lot of tax breaks that you get for having your own business. So I'll give you an example. My first year when I was a CRNA, I was a W-2, so I got everything, like what I was talking about with W-2. And then when I worked at my second institution, I became 1099. So the first year was kind of rocky to figure out, you know, get a good accountant, having to do all of the paperwork to get my own LLC, my own business, and figuring out how to do that, because it's a lot of finding my own health insurance, you know, doing my own 401k, my own, you know, everything was pretty much I had to do myself. But I think it was more advantage because I had more tax breaks. I was able to just get more tax breaks and more benefits to having 1099. I'm more independent, for example. So if I was a person who's a lot of CRNAs, for example, they'll be flexible. They wouldn't work at one facility. They may work 2 days at one facility, 3 days at another facility. Maybe they might pick up a weekend at another facility, and just be flexible to have multiple options. You could have your own business. This is definitely a great opportunity for you. So let's look over here. You know, there's all different areas you can work with anesthesia. You can work at an outpatient, you know, surgery center, a GI center, for example, where you do colonoscopies, EGDs, for example, ERCPs, or you can work, you know, at a plastic surgeon office and then do their, you know, he may have a facility and you can, you know, provide anesthesia. You can work at an academic hospital. You can work at a, you know, trauma center. I mean, there's so many opportunities. You could be a part of the OB team where you do epidurals and spinal anesthesia. You can, you know, for example, like this one right here, you could do, you know, epidurals, your own regional. You can, I mean, there's so many opportunities. Look at this. This is only fairly recent within this month. All these opportunities. And now I know this is showing like many different areas, but look at this. Even in New York, for example, you know, 260,000, you know, to a year, for example. You know, you can do 24-hour shifts and make 200,000 depending on where you're located. So there's a lot of variety. So I would say if you are currently a student or you are a registered nurse thinking about becoming a CRNA, I would definitely use refine your search and look at your specific area where you're working and kind of search and see what opportunities you have to see how many jobs there are, you know, available to you. It's pretty amazing. So if you want to learn more about how to become a CRNA, how to grow your CRNA career, definitely click one of these links over here and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.